Okay, let's unpack this. It's a really fascinating intersection, isn't it? Ancient Eastern healing philosophy meets, well, cutting-edge media.
Yeah, it really is. Our deep dive today is into Meridian Flow Sounds and their design methodology. They're creating AI-generated content specifically aimed at achieving internal balance.
And what's interesting is how deeply it's rooted. It's not just borrowing concepts superficially.
Not at all.
Yeah.
The whole system is meticulously built on that classical scaffolding.
Yeah.
The five elements, the 12 meridians and those 8 extraordinary meridians, the whole energy map.
Exactly. So our mission here really is to show you how they take these complex issues, physical or maybe emotional imbalances,
Right.
and they don't just treat them generically. They break it down into this rigorous, structured, 3-stage healing journey.
Which then translates into very specific, customized instructions for the AI, the music prompts, the visual prompts, the things you, the listener, ultimately experience.
So what's the end game? Is it always just about relaxation?
Well, relaxation can be part of it, sure, but the ultimate goal is always getting back to balance, to equilibrium. Could be reducing chronic anxiety or maybe restoring some deep vitality.
And crucially, it sounds like they avoid the dense academic stuff.
Yeah, they do. You don't need a textbook. The focus is entirely on treating the emotional and physical state you're actually in right now.
Okay, let's use a tangible example then. Say someone's dealing with severe stress and it's leading directly to insomnia.
Okay, yeah, good example. So the design would require stabilizing 2 key energy pathways, typically the heart protector and the triple heater.
And in this system, those relate to.
They're often seen as governing emotional flow systemic regulation, so insomnia linked to stress. That's usually viewed as an excess of fire energy.
Right, too much fire. Makes sense. So you need to counter that somehow.
Exactly. The system immediately flags the need to use the calming, restrictive energy of water to kind of douse the flames and restore regulation.
Okay, so that brings us naturally to stage 1, doesn't it? Release and calming.
That's the first step, gently relieving that initial sharp tension, establishing a sense of safety.
But here's what I found really interesting. For that specific insomnia case, the goal is actually to safely release heavy grief and worry.
That's the specific target, yes. And to facilitate that release, the system engages the metal element. Metal, linked to the lungs and large intestine, governs our ability to let go.
So how does that become like an AI music prompt?
It gets incredibly specific. You're looking at prompts for low-frequency sounds, certain instruments like water ripples, maybe cello, a very slow tempo, down around 50, 60 BPM, and often the recommended 432 hertz frequency is specified.
Wow. Tying metal's function of letting go directly to cello frequencies and BPM, that's quite granular.
It is. It's all about using those sonic parameters to encourage the release of that stuck chi, that blocked energy.
Okay, so stage 1 releases the heavy stuff, but then you have to rebuild, right? What about stages 2 and 3?
Exactly. Stage 2 is core restoration. Once the blockage is eased, you need to replenish the deficient energy in those problematic areas.
And this is where the elements shift, maybe.
Yes, you might shift towards the generation cycle. Perhaps using the earth element, which is all about grounding, nourishment, stability.
Ah, okay. So musically, that might mean, I don't know, more mid-range tones, stable rhythms, something more about building up rather than releasing.
You've got it. It's a definite shift. More focus on structural stability before you move into stage 3.
Which is final integration.
Precisely. Stage 3 is about making sure that newly balanced, restored energy circulates smoothly throughout the entire system, for lasting vitality.
And would that connect to another element? Wood, perhaps, for flow?
Often, yes. Principles linked to the wood element are frequently used here to promote that growth, that smooth overall circulation. It completes the energetic cycle.
Okay, this is where it feels really futuristic to me. The AI synthesis, especially the visuals.
It gets really interesting here, yeah.
They actually demand brand consistency in the art. And use technical terms like ultra-wide cinematic shot, 8K photo.
They really do, because the visuals aren't just, pretty background ambiance. They have to explicitly translate the energy flow using visual language.
Translate the energy? How?
Well, the prompts will specifically ask for things like subtle flowing light lines or maybe glowing energy traces.
And these lines represent the specific element being worked with.
Exactly. Like you might see the silvery light associated with water, or perhaps a pulsing green line representing wood energy layered subtly over the background scene. They're effectively engineering the representation of the energy itself.
So, okay, let's pull this all together. What does this mean for you, the listener?
I think what we've seen is how these centuries-old Eastern principles, they aren't just abstract ideas anymore. They're being digitized, actively applied.
Turned into these really meticulous design elements for media.
Yeah, media that's engineered, aiming for specific healing flows almost instantly. It's not just passive ambient music. It feels very targeted, like a treatment protocol almost.
Right, so if music and visuals can be designed to act on meridians, on energy flow, with this kind of sophisticated precision.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What other seemingly abstract natural philosophies out there could be successfully translated, turned into measurable, AI-driven media experiences? That's definitely something to mull over.
A fascinating thought to leave things on. We'll explore more next time.